Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. We know it's a couple of hours away until Manchester United kick off against Reading, as we all currently know, but it did confirm in the media yesterday, as it did update that it did say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was potentially going to be he said it on Friday yesterday. He said he was going to be having discussions with Ed Woodward about plans for this January window and about potential any signings in this new window. He said he reportedly, going to have discussions, with Ed Woodward about the market. Reportedly, it did say, like last year, he was going to get around a £50 million spending spree spent in January, but Solskjaer has reportedly, give us an update, and he's basically, he says it's unlikely that Manchester United will make any signings in this January transfer window. As I did say yesterday, I think would at least sign one in this January window, but according to Solskjaer, he said it's unlikely that Manchester United will make any signings in this January window, and he says he doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings in this January transfer window. And this is what he said, and he believes we can win every game. Does Solskjaer? He's also come out and admitted that it would be hard for him to leave the Manchester United job because he said he'd love the job on a full-time basis. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was saying, but he says he says it's unlikely that Manchester United will make any January signings. He's also confirmed today for the Reading game that Sanchez and Lukaku will be featuring, which will be very very good to see. To be quite fair, because I think Sanchez needs more game time to adapt himself more because he has struggled this season for consistency. As Alexis Sanchez, as we're all aware. I said Romelu Lukaku, has come off the bench in the last two games and he has scored as Romelu Lukaku. So it would be good for him to get a run out today. As I said, everyone knows his big game bottle, his first touch just concern us, but he's struggled this season and he's Premier League proven. But as I said, I think he will be more consistent under Solskjaer because he's obviously got the team playing. The team playing very, very well. They're gelling together. They're working hard as a team. Which is very, very good. So far, 4 wins out of 4, for Manchester United, 14 goals scored, as we all know. And he's brought the fear factor back, and he's actually the second manager in the club's history, to win his first 4 games since actually the great Sir Matt Busby, which is very, very good to see. But as I said, we know that Ed Woodward and Manchester United are still looking to recruit a full-time manager in at the end of the season. Potentially Pochettino is the number one target to come in. This is if Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis. But Solskjaer did say he'd love the job on a full-time basis because he knows the culture of the club, he knows the traditions of the club, and he knows the club inside out, as we all currently know. Because as he did say, he was a great, great player for 11 years. Scored in the 1999 final. He was a great, great player for 11 years, scored in the 1999 final, as we all know. And, he worked with some of the players in the reserve team and he watched them grow and develop. And I think this team will flourish under Solskjaer. As he's confirmed today, I think there'll be he'll make a few changes today. I think he's going to be playing some of the youth, as he did say, he's going to give the youth a chance as well. And I think Fellaini could be in contention today. Fred could be in contention today, as I did say. I think Fred needs more game time, to get to his potential best. Diego Doyle will be playing today as well. But as I said, we've still got a lot of players coming to the end of the contract, so obviously Solskjaer's got to think about, renewing players' contracts, as we all know. There's been an update in Sky Sports as well about Andres Pereira, that reportedly there's been no sign of him signing a new deal as yet. He hasn't really played this season. Andres Pereira reportedly, it says he could, reportedly Valencia linked with him, and he could leave on a free transfer. Could Andres Pereira reportedly. So yeah, reportedly, the club is still recruiting to get a full-time manager in at the end of the season, as we all currently know. We know that Pochettino's the number one. He's been mentioned. Reportedly, it said in the press the other day that Ed Woodward has been in transfer talks with Mauricio Pochettino of who he would recommend to get in the summer. One of his summer signings. If Pochettino was to come into the club, and he basically pinpointed out and he identified and he indicated Manchester United to potentially go get the signing of £70 million James Maddison from Leicester. That's what he potentially said, did Mauricio Pochettino. And reportedly, he's been in discussions with Manchester United. Reportedly, as I did say, Pochettino would be my potential favourite if Solskjaer didn't get the job on a full-time basis. Well, Pochettino is a good manager. He's never won out in terms of silverware, as I currently said. We know it would cost the club around £40 million anyway to recommend Pochettino win, because he's got a 5-year deal with Tottenham, and we could save that money and get a potential signing with that money, as I currently said. But as I said, Pochettino's never won out in terms of silverware. He's been managing since 2009. He's played 18 years in his playing career, as we all know. He's only spent a net spend of £50 million at Tottenham, since 2014, as Mauricio Pochettino. But he understands the Premier League. He's good at developing young players, as we all know. He understands the philosophy. All know does Mauricio Pochettino, and I just think he's fully committed to Tottenham. I think he's happy at Tottenham, as Mauricio Pochettino, to be quite honest with you. And he also did say, did Mauricio Pochettino, he wants to win the Champions League with Spurs one day. And he did. He was mentioning about Christian Eriksen as well in the press yesterday. He mentioned about Christian Eriksen. He did say regarding Christian Eriksen. He said it would be fantastic if he signed a new deal, and it would be fantastic if he committed his future. But he says he's unsure about currently Christian Eriksen's future, because reportedly a few bookies have actually favoured Man United to actually go sign Christian Eriksen in the summer, according to some media reports I've been reading. And Christian Eriksen, as I said, very, very good player, Premier League proven, as we all know. And, he's a good attacking midfielder. Some people say Man United aren't keen on, number 10s. Usually we haven't got, we're not very, 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 very keen on number 10s. But I've watched Christian Eriksen. I think he's a good player. Reportedly, it says Real Madrid have also been interested in him as well. He's only got 18 months left on his. He's only got 18 months left on his current deal as Christian Eriksen. As we all know, he's been at Tottenham since 2013, so he's Premier League proven. As we all know, he's very creative. He can pass the ball very, very well. And reportedly said Man United are the favourites to land him in the summer. Obviously, he's an ex-Ajax player. He's up the youth system. He won 3 Eredivisie titles with Ajax as well, and he holds records. He's won individual awards such as Tottenham Player of the Year award. He's won Danish Football Player of the Year. Danish Football Player of the Year like 3 times. The first player to win 3 consecutive Danish Football Player of the Year awards, and he holds a record for the most goals scored in the Premier League by a Danish player as well. Does Christian Eriksen, but yeah, there has been reports coming out about that as well. So Pochettino has had a say on it, but he's unsure about his current Tottenham future. And I think if he was to come in a United job, he'd be another player he'd recommend to come to Old Trafford if he obviously was to come into the Manchester United job, as we all know. We know potentially Zinedine Zidane has also been mentioned as well. He'll be the second choice if we didn't get Pochettino and Solskjaer didn't get the job on a full-time basis. And we know there's other backup options as well, as I've already mentioned to you. But as I said, Zinedine Zidane, I think he's destined to come and manage in the Premier League as Zinedine Zidane, to be quite honest with you. He doesn't know about the Premier League because he's never played or managed in the Premier League, but he's got a great managerial CV. He's been managerless since May as Zinedine Zidane, as we all currently know. He's been managerless since May, and I think Real Madrid have had problems since Zinedine Zidane's left, since Cristiano Ronaldo's left. Real Madrid have had problems, but he's known for winning individual awards. He's got a good pedigree of winning trophies and all that as Zinedine Zidane. I think he understands the philosophy and he's got that winning mentality. He's dealt with top players, but as I said, he's not one of the favourites. I think he's the second favourite to come in. I think he's just behind Mauricio Pochettino, is Zinedine Zidane. But there has been talks about that as well going on in the media. I think Solskjaer, I think he's going to do a good job at Manchester United. To be quite honest with you, he'd love the job on a full-time basis. He's destined to get the job on a full-time basis because I said he loves the club. He's got the winning mentality. He likes the attacking philosophy. He likes the width as well, and he's got the team playing really, really well. And this style of play is just, the way Solskjaer's got this team playing is just exactly the same as the Alex Ferguson replica. So I think this team can become a replica to what the team did and what the team achieved and how the team played under Alex Ferguson. This is what they're doing at the moment. As I say, my expectations for 2019 is to get us back up there competing and get us back up there challenging for major honours. I do know, obviously, this season, top 4 is our target. That's our target for us to get into the top 4 because we do desperately want Champions League football next season. But as I said, we still got a chance of top four because we're only like 6 points behind top four, as we all know. And players are playing to the potential best. They're expressing themselves, getting fullbacks out of the pitch, we're getting bodies in decent positions. Have you noticed now we're obtaining more possession? And players are really, really improving. As I said, I think Pogba, in my opinion, expresses himself better in the number 10 position. I think because Pogba's expressing himself well. He's like a player on 12 to 15 goals a season when he's in that kind of form. I think Rashford's mainly number 9. Rashford's been fantastic. He's nearly made 150 appearances at just the age of 21. That's remarkable, as I currently said. And great player. Progressing up the ranks, being a United player since the age of 7, as we all know. And he's progressing up the ranks very, very well. As I said, I still think, there's certain areas where we do need to bolster up, as I do keep pinpointing out to you. I still think we need a central defender. We need a centre defensive midfielder that's fast, quick and tenacious, as we all know. People are still saying, that they think we need a backup striker. Maybe we need a winger as well. So, yeah, and I think, all the teams playing really, really well. They're communicating very, very well. As I said, Matic, has improved in these 4 games. We know he's slow and I have reservations about him, but I've always said he can pass the ball, as I did say to you. And his distribution's improved. He's getting forward more. Have you noticed we're getting centre-backs galloping forward more? We're getting full-backs more high up the pitch, which is very, very good to see indeed. And it's very, very good to see. I think Martial is better on the left. I know you can play him up front, Martial, if you want to, but I think he operates better on the left. And I think Rashford is mainly a number 9 in my opinion. But as I said, I still think there's players at Manchester United that don't have futures. I think Fellaini will go. I don't see how he fits in the new Manchester United regime. I do think he will probably be playing today against Reading. Darmian, he may play today against Reading, but I don't think he's got a future with Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. He's coming to an end of his deal as well. So yeah, we could still see players go, as I said. Maybe Pereira may go, I do not know. But he's promised everyone game time. He's going to give everybody the chance. He's only going to Solskjaer. Obviously, we know Smalling and Rojo are still injured. McTominay's still out. Obviously, Jones will be probably coming in today for Eric Bailly's suspension because he's got 2 games left, because he's got a suspension, obviously, as Eric Bailly. So he's got this game to miss, the Tottenham game to miss, and then he will be either done suspension with Eric Bailly. But as I said, it's going to be an easy win for Manchester United today, as I currently said. An easy win. Maybe John O'Shea maybe playing for Reading today. Great player he was, and great legend for Manchester United. He spent like 11, 12 years with us. Nearly made 400 appearances in all competitions, won 14 trophies with us, and he was at Manchester United like 11 years. Was John O'Shea, so he was a great servant. He's now 37 years of age. He signed for Reading last summer, and I didn't even know that he actually signed for Reading last summer. But if he plays today, he'll get a good, reception, from our crowd, because he was a great player under Sir Alex Ferguson. Was John O'Shea. But anyway, reportedly it's coming out in the press. It's still negotiating. It's still talking about potentially, some transfer rumours that are reportedly going on. There's still quite a bit to update you on in this video today. So reportedly Ed Woodward has pinpointed out his long-term defensive targets are Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar and Napoli's Koulibaly. Milan Skriniar, actually Manchester United have actually been linked with Milan Skriniar. Reportedly there's been no sign of him signing a new deal with Inter Milan, of course. He's Slovakian, as we all know. I think Inter Milan paid like £20 million for him. He's been at Inter Milan since 2017, and reportedly he's been very, very impressive. He is still young in his prime, as we all currently know. As I said, he's never ever played in the Premier League. I think he's 22, 23 years of age. He can play as centre-back, he can play as a defensive midfielder as well, but we know reportedly that Manchester United have been interested in him. He was the best Slovakian under-21 player back in 2016 with Slovakia as well as the player, but he is very, very young in his prime. Do you think he complemented our defence well alongside Bailly and Lindelof? And we do have other options at the back as well, but I think that's one of Ed Woodward's key targets. So too is Napoli's Koulibaly, and as I did say, he would be a fantastic signing for us, if he did come to the club. There's some bookies, actually thinking that Man United could actually get a deal over the line for Koulibaly this month. I can't see that happening because Napoli are reluctant. I don't think they're willing to do any business in this January transfer window. and the Napoli president has confirmed that they're not willing to do any business in this January transfer window. In the process so far, Manchester United have had 3 bids turned down for the player at the moment. The recent one was a staggering £95 million. Napoli rate him at around £90-100 million or something like that. But Edward Wood has been in talks, potentially, with the Napoli officials about getting a deal over the line. But, suggestions had stirred up, as I said, suggestions had stirred up when potentially Koulibaly had reacted to Pogba's Instagram post because Pogba was supporting him. He was mentioning about the racial abuse you mentioned, and he said, "See you soon, bro." So that could have stirred up suggestions that he does want to make the move to the Premier League, play in the Premier League, and come to Manchester United, because I think he'd do very, very well if he came to United. As I currently said, I think he'd complement our back line very, very well. He'd dramatically improve it because we've only kept 3 clean sheets this season. As we all know, but he'd be a good leader in our back line. He is under contract with Napoli until 2023. We still keep hearing the rumours about it. Napoli only paid £7 million for him from Genk. He also, when he was younger in his prime, he used to play in the Mets reserve team, and he's grown and developed, fantastically well. And he's 27 years of age, so we'd still get quite a lot of years out of Koulibaly. And he's a great, sensational player, and I do really, really like him. And he would be a great, great major signing. I know he would cost us a lot of money, to be quite honest here, but he would be a great, great player. Would Koulibaly, and he adapts every area of his game very, very well. Skillful, got a lot of tenacity about his play, and he's technically very, very good. He's physically very, very strong, as we all know. So he's just absolutely unbelievable defender. He can also play as a defensive midfielder as well at times. Can Koulibaly, so his versatility, would be very, very beneficial. As I said, but we've still got other options at the back. We've got backup options such as Marcus Rojo, whose versatility is good at the back. We've still got, Chris Smalling, as I said. So we still have options at the back. As I said, we've obviously got Andres Pereira. We've got Fosamento out on loan. We've got Tuan Zebi out on loan at the moment, as I currently said. But Koulibaly would be absolutely fantastic. He'd lead our defensive line, very, very good indeed. But there's still talks about that going on. I think we may get a deal over the line for him in the summer. If we are preparing to pay, what Napoli have been demanding. But I don't see Man United getting a deal over the line for him in this January window. So I think he'll be potentially a summer target, Will Koulibaly. I also think Toby Alderweireld will be potentially a summer target as well, because reportedly that he's been another Man United target, and reportedly it has confirmed in the press regarding Toby Alderweireld that he has extended his current contract till 2020. It has been confirmed. Tottenham are adding including a release clause in this deal, which is around the 25 million release clause, as we all know. We know that obviously we've been linked with him. There's obviously been no sign of him signing a new long-term contract with Tottenham. He is 29 years of age, as we all know. He's Toby Alderweireld. As I said, I'd like Toby Alderweireld. He's nowhere near the same vein or same caliber, as a Koulibaly. He's nowhere near on the same level as Koulibaly, but it'd still be a good signing because he's Premier League proven. He knows about the Premier League. As I did say to you, I've got reservations about him. He's lost the pace a little bit. He's a bit slow now. He's Toby Alderweireld. He's gone a bit like Nemanja Matic, because Matic is slow anyway. Lukaku's slow, as we all know. But I think he can be a world-class central defender. And I think he'll be very, very influential, especially under the reign of Ole Gunnar Solsjaker. Because I said, if Solskjaer did make any signings, they would flourish under Solskjaer, because Solskjaer's doing very, very well, and he knows what he's doing, because he's got the team motivated. As I said, he's got the right mentality into the team, as we all know. But Toby Alderweireld, as I said, he's Premier League proven. Man United were in discussions last summer of getting a deal over the line. I think at that point Tottenham were demanding that they wanted around £60 million for the player. But I think he will leave Tottenham in the summer now they've activated that clause. They've included 25 million release clause, so he's under contract till 2020. If he had it would have been a free transfer in the summer if he hadn't extended his current contract till 2020. But there's a 25 million release clause included in the deal. But as I said, Tottenham have other options at the back. They've got Vertonghen, they've got Davinson Sanchez, they've got Serge Aurier. And, maybe Pochettino's admitted they need to sell to buy in this January transfer window. They may need a couple of signings if they are going to be potentially title contenders. I still think they're in with a shout this season. They're definitely going to get in the top 4 this season. They're in there with Liverpool and Manchester City. Tottenham, as I said, they're doing very, very well. They won by 7-0 at Tranmere yesterday as well. So Pochettino, he's got great managerial credentials, and he's a good manager. But Toby Alderweireld, I think he'd look good alongside Lindelof and Bailly in our back line. If we did get a Toby Alderweireld, but it would be a deal that would, if it was to happen, it would potentially happen in the summer, as we all know, because we know he's available on the cheap next summer for this summer, sorry, for £25 million. We know obviously we've been interested in that young Porto central defender as well, Eddie Militao, that Porto central defender. He's Brazilian. As I said, he's a player. He is Brazilian. He is only 20 years of age, so he's very, very young. His prime is Eddie Metelio. He made his international full debut last year, did the player. He only signed for Porto last summer as well, did the player. He's been in the senior squad, quite a few years. It's also said that Real Madrid are also interested in him as well. Reportedly, the player's versatility is good. He can play as a right back, he can play as a centre back, and he can play as a defensive midfield as well. Can Eddie Metelio? And reportedly, he's got around a 40-odd million release clause in his deal. I think it's around a 45 million release clause he's got. I think he's still got 4 years left on his current deal with FC Porto as Eddie Metelio, but he's been a potential Manchester United target, as we all know. We know reports have been coming out that also Costas Manolas has been a potential Manchester United target as well. As I said, I don't know much about the player. He's a central defender. He is a defender. He's a Roma defender. Reportedly, he's got around what's his release clause? I think he's got around 34 million release clause, is it, or something like that. But reportedly, Manchester United have been interested in him as well. So we have been interested in a lot of players, as we all know. Reportedly, Ed Woodward's long-term targets are Milan Skriniar or Koulibaly from Napoli. But Solskjaer's come out in the press and he did confirm he was going to be having discussions, with Ed Woodward about, the signings in this window and about the January transfer window. But he has confirmed, Solskjaer's given us an update saying he says it's unlikely that Man United will make any signings in the January window. And he says he doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings in the window. So this is what he's potentially said. Because we have spent a lot of money. We spent over £400 million on this team. We may just want to, save some money and, get signings in the summer. Potentially, whether we keep Solskjaer or whether we get a full-time manager, as I currently said. But we will update you on some more rumours now that are going on in the press. We'll give you a bit of an update on Arsenal's transfer rumours. Big breaking news is actually coming out about Arsenal right now. The Italian press, Arsenal obviously need reinforcements. Emre is keen on getting one or two players in this January window. And obviously Arsenal could see some of their players go as well. So the Italian press have reportedly come out, this is regarding Aaron Ramsey. Reportedly, Juventus are keen on signing him this month rather than getting him on a free transfer in the summer. But according to Emre, he wants to keep hold of Aaron Ramsey for the remainder of the season. But reportedly, the Italian press are reported that Juventus are willing to offer Sami Khedira in bid to land Aaron Ramsey this month. I think Emre is like a fan of Sami Khedira. He's a Juventus midfielder. I think he'd do well for Arsenal. Sami Khedira. He actually began his career with VfB Stuttgart, I think. I think he won the Bundesliga with them in 2007. I think he was there quite a few years. Then he had a 5-year spell, he had 5 years with Real Madrid. I think he won 7 domestic and international trophies there. And he's been at Juventus since 2015. Now he won Coppa Italy and Serie A in his first 3 seasons. Did Sami Khedira. He is a central midfielder. He's a player. He actually can play as a defensive mid. He can play as a box-to-box midfield as well. So his versatility is very, very good. His movement's supposed to be very, very good. His passing's supposed to be good. His movement and combination is supposed to be very, very good. So reportedly, from Juventus' perspective, they actually want to land Aaron Ramsey this month, and they're actually willing to part with Sami Khedira. So there could be a swap deal involved with Sami Khedira going to Arsenal and, Aaron Ramsey, going to Juventus. But I don't think, Emre is willing to let him go in this January transfer window, Aaron Ramsey. Arsenal could cash in for him in this January transfer window, as they're all aware of. But I think they still know he's a key player and they want to keep him until the end of the season, Aaron Ramsey. Because obviously Arsenal blatantly told Ramsey he wouldn't be signing a new contract. It came out in the Italian press yesterday that reportedly Aaron Ramsey it said Aaron Ramsey had signed a pre-contract agreement deal with Juventus to join them on a free transfer in the summer. and it did say He said Juventus were willing to offer him a 4 or 5 year deal, about £5 or £6 million per season. It did say Juventus were willing to offer him an £8 million signing on fee or something like that. And it did actually say bonus requirements were involved, like bonus appearances, depending on how many appearances he does make per season with Juventus. That depends how much money he currently gets in bonuses. It's mentioned about 449,000 if he makes 50%, if he plays 50% of the games, or like 900,000 if he plays 70% or more of the games with Juventus. But there's reports saying that it could happen this month, but Arsenal don't want to lose Aaron Ramsey, this month, as they have made it clear. Umremre doesn't want to lose him, but reportedly they view Sami Khedira with Juventus as part of a bid to get Ramsey this month, to tempt Arsenal, to get rid of him this month, as I said. But they know he's leaving anywhere, do Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal want to identify replacements for him. Aaron Ramsey is a good box-to-box midfielder, and as I said, he's been a very, very good servant, as I currently said. Obviously risen up the ranks with Cardiff. He played like 22 times for them. He's like youngest first-team player there, when he was a lot younger in his prime, Aaron Ramsey. Potentially joined Arsenal in 2008, so I think he's been at Arsenal like now over a decade. He had a couple of loan spells as well, didn't he? Because he suffered an injury back in 2010 against Stoke. I think he suffered a broken leg, and I think he went on 2 loan spells, and he went to Arsenal, did the play. And he's been a fantastic player. He's made over 300 appearances. I think he scored like 60 goals, in all competitions for Arsenal. And Arsenal know he's been a very, very good servant, Aaron Ramsey, but it's been made clear that he's going to be leaving in the summer, but reportedly Juventus want to get him in this January transfer window, and that's why they've suggested let's use Sami Khedira as part of our to get Aaron Ramsey. But Sami Khedira is a very, very good player. His link-up play is good. His eye for goals good. His vision's good. He's good at driving forward. His passing's supposed to be very, very good. He can provide as well. So would Arsenal go along with this? Because Juventus are reportedly willing to offer Sami Khedira. But I think, Aaron Ramsey's now Premier League proven. I think he wants to move on, as he's currently made it clear. And he's, there's been a few teams interested in Aaron Ramsey. As I said, there's been Bayern, I think there's been PSG and all that. And I think Liverpool and us have actually monitored the situation. But he's keen on making the move to Juventus, and obviously he's going to be the second highest earner, behind Cristiano Ronaldo, because obviously bonus requirements, it did say, were actually involved in this deal. So yeah, there has been a lot of reports going on for that. But I think Arsenal still need reinforcements in this January window. They did get 5 signings last summer, did Arsenal, as we all currently know. But he's still looking to bolster his squad up. He wants to bolster his defensive line. Does Umremre. He wants to bolster his defensive line. I think he's been in search for a winger as well. And obviously, they'll have to find a potential replacement for Aaron Ramsey. They've got a lot of injury problems as well of Arsenal. So they do potentially need to invest. They do need to spend some money in this January window, and he wants 1 or 2 players, Umremre, as he did currently say. But there's been a few potential targets that have been interested, as I said. They want a replacement for Ramsey. As I did say to you guys regarding Mesut Ozil, his future is still uncertain with Arsenal's Mesut Ozil. According to his representative the other day, Mesut Ozil's representative said he has no desire to leave Arsenal. He says he's happy with Arsenal. He still wants to fight his way into the team, even though he struggled to adapt himself this season. He's been in and out of the team. He hasn't been playing that much. He's missed key games, and obviously he's had injuries. He's had injury problems this season as well, because he's injured now. He was injured early on in the season as well, was Mesut Ozil. So he hasn't potentially committed his future yet, as we all know. Arsenal still know how much of an essential player he can be to them. He's been at Arsenal since 2013. Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him, and he is, Premier League proven, as we all know. He's Mesut Ozil. So whether he stays or whether he goes or not, I do not know, but he's been good with Arsenal. He's been a good player. He was good when he was young in his prime, especially when he worked with, when he was at Real Madrid, under Jose Mourinho, he did very, very well. And he's done well at most of the teams he's been at. He's grown and developed very, very well, but he's just struggled this season for consistency under Umremre, so his future is uncertain, as we all know. So potentially Arsenal have been in the market, they've been interested in quite a few players, as we all know. So potentially reports are coming out saying Gary Cahill was mentioned. According to Umremre, it wasn't it wasn't one of Umremre's transfer targets, Gary Cahill. So he's dispelled the myth on that, and he's ruled that out. Reportedly, the Spanish press were reporting the other day that Arsenal put a £14 million bid in for Keylor Navas. Reportedly, he's played like over 70 times for Costa Rica. Reportedly, well, Real Madrid paid £10 million for him from Levante, and he's no longer first choice. He's no longer first choice at Real Madrid now, as we all know, because potentially, since they've got Courtois last summer from Chelsea, Courtois has been the first choice. Keylor Navas may leave Real Madrid, I do not know, but it said reportedly Spanish press saying Arsenal put around a 14, or was it a £16 million bid in for him, but according to Umremre, he denied that Arsenal had put a bid in for the player, and he's move out for Keylor Navas, according to Umremre. According to Umremre. So there are other reports coming out yesterday saying as well that Arsenal were interested in Nicholas Nkulu. He's Cameroon. He's a centre-back for Torino. It said reportedly Arsenal have been interested in him. Don't really know about him, to be honest with you. He's Cameroon. I think he's in his late 20s or something like that. He's Cameroon. He's a Torino player. Reportedly he's rated at around £12 million. Reportedly Umremre is keen on getting the player. He's rated at around £12 million. Reportedly his performances for Torino this season have been very, very good. Torino signed him for like £3.16 million, was it, or something like that, permanently. He's obviously began his career with Monaco. I think he's been at Marseille and Lyon in the past as well. And I think Torino purchased him from Lyon, because he was actually on loan with Torino last season, was a player, but he's a centre-back, and he's Cameroon. He's called Nicholas Nkulu, or something like that. He's called. We know that they've been interested in that Ever Banega. That's been coming out in the last couple of weeks. At Arsenal have been interested in Ever Banega as well. Ever Banega, as I said, Umremre has obviously had experience, of working with Ever Banega. As we all know, this is his second spell now with Sevilla. He's Ever Banega's. He's won 2 Europa Leagues. He had a lot of years, with Valencia when he was young in his prime, under Umremre. So Umremre is probably keen on reuniting with a player. He began his career with Boca Juniors. I think he had a season with Inter Milan as well. He had the loan deals with Atletico Madrid and they were all boys as well. But reportedly, he's got an 18 million release clause. Ever Banega's representative had been to London, as it confirmed a week or two ago, to negotiate a deal. He's got an 18 million release clause. Reportedly, the player doesn't want to leave midway through the season, Ever Banega, but I think he'd do very, very well. He's a good player. As I said, he's played very, very well. He's never obviously played in the Premier League. He's Argentinian. I think he's age 30 now, or something like that. But reportedly, Arsenal have been interested in him as well. So Arsenal have got a few potential targets they're interested in, because obviously they know Ramsey's going. They know obviously Danny Welbeck's going to be going as well. But reportedly, Sami Khedira has been mentioned in the media that reportedly Juventus are willing to use him, Sami Khedira, as part of the deal in their pursuit, Juventus, to get Aaron Ramsey on the board. But Umremre doesn't want to lose Aaron Ramsey midway through the season. They want to let him see out his contract, and then obviously leave on a free transfer at the end of the season as well. Currently, no. So there's potentially Arsenal's transfer news to update you with. As I did update you yesterday, I'll give you a bit of Chelsea's transfer news, what we're going on with them. As I said, Sarri's still, wait, I'll just put this top of my sig. Sarri's still looking for reinforcements in his squad, as we all know, because as I did say, they've got a few potential, they've got a few targets, Chelsea, that are going to leave. As we all know, I think Morata's out of favour, he's going to leave. Eden Hazard's future still uncertain. He hasn't committed his future, as we all know. Callum Hudson, he has been no sign of him signing a new contract. I think he could leave. Fabregas is going to be leaving. So Chelsea are going to have to find reinforcements, as we all know. And Sarri has been interested in quite a few players, as we all know. He wants to bolster his defensive line. I think he wants to get a striker in there as well, to potentially, replace Alvaro Morata. But reports were coming out in the media yesterday that Chelsea, were actually interested in Harivan Lozano, the PSV forward. He can play on each wing. He can play up front as well. Reportedly, he's 23 years of age, so he's still very, very young in his prime. He did reportedly say Chelsea were willing to put a £36 million bidding for Harivan Lozano. Reportedly, they're willing to put a £36 million bidding for the player. Reportedly, though, Raiola, who currently represents the player, reportedly has come out and he's totally dispelled the myth as Raiola doesn't have a great relationship with Manchester United, from my knowledge, especially when Mourinho wasn't there. Hasn't had the best of relationships with Chelsea recently, Raiola, but he's reportedly said he will not be leaving PSV this month, so he's currently dispelled the myth. So it looks like, according to him, Chelsea won't be getting a deal over the line, Harivan Lozano in this January window. But as I said, his performances for PSV have reportedly been good this season. He's reportedly got an impressive Eredivisie record since he's been at PSV. He's been at PSV since 2017. As we all know, the player is Mexican. Reportedly, his performances for Mexico during the World Cup last summer were very, very impressive indeed as well. Reportedly, a few other teams have also been interested in this arriving Lozano. It mentioned Everton were linked with him last summer as well. Everton were linked to him last summer as well, it reportedly mentioned. And he said a few other teams have expressed their interest in the player as well. But Raiola confirmed he won't be leaving PSV this month. And Chelsea do know well. Obviously, Sarri lately has been putting Eden Hazard up front on his own. He's been putting him in a false number 9 position, as we all currently know. But as people are saying, Chelsea fans are convinced now. I'm going to say. Chelsea fans are convinced now that they've obviously confirmed the signing of Pulisic. You know that the Chelsea fans are convinced that Eden Hazard will leave Chelsea. He's potentially Chelsea's best player, you know, as we all currently know. But as I said, I think Morata's going to be definitely leaving Chelsea. You know, he hasn't met the expectation, levels with Chelsea, to be quite honest with you, as Alvaro Morata. Chelsea paid, £60 million for him in 2017. He hasn't really delivered the goods, and he definitely hasn't proven himself, since Sarri's been recommended into the Chelsea job, because he's been struggling. He hasn't obviously been number one choice. He's falling down the pecking order, is Alvaro Morata, but I'm surprised. I thought he'd done a lot better at Chelsea. He hasn't done very, very well in the Premier League. He hasn't established himself, to be quite honest with you, because I'm surprised at this, because Morata, most of his playing career he spent with Real Madrid, and when he was young in his prime, very, very good with Real Madrid, as we all know. He spent most of his playing career there. He had 2, good years with Juventus in his 2-year spell, with Juventus as well, did Alvaro Morata, but as I said, he hasn't done it at Chelsea, as we all know. So Chelsea are looking to get rid of him, find a replacement for him. And we know that there's been potential talks in the media of Morata and Gonzalo Higuain as a potential swap deal. So there's reports coming out about that saying it's close, because obviously Chelsea have been in talks with AC Milan and Juventus over this, because I think Morata could be going to AC Milan on a loan move, as it's said in the media. Reportedly, it says Sevilla have been interested in Morata as well, but he's out of favour now with Chelsea. But he's keen, he's savvy on getting Gonzalo Higuain in. The AC Milan directors confirmed at the moment Chelsea have not made an initial approach or any kind of offer for Gonzalo Higuain, but there has been talks of a swap deal between Gonzalo Higuain and Morata. Morata going to Milan, Gonzalo Higuain coming to the Premier League to Stamford Bridge. And Sarri, likes the player. He wants to reunite with the player, does Sarri, because he had experience working with Gonzalo Higuain when he was young in his prime, with Napoli. But he is a proven goal scorer. As I said, he's a prolific goal scorer. He's Gonzalo Higuain, and he's proved in this throughout all his playing career. He is now 31 years of age, as we all know, he's Gonzalo Higuain. But as I said, he's now at Milan on loan. They've had to fork £16-17 million to get him on loan. The AC Milan actually do have the option to permanently get him in the summer, reportedly, as I said. But yeah, he's done good throughout his playing career. When he was young in his prime, he had 6 good years with Real Madrid. 6 good years with Real Madrid, 3 good years with Napoli, as we all know, a proven goal scorer, as we all know. And I thought he was good at Juventus as well, was Gonzalo Higuain. He's South American. Juventus had to pay about 78 million pound for the player as well, but I think he'd deliver for Chelsea, he'd guarantee Chelsea goals, as we all know, because he's a proven prolific goal scorer. And I think he'd lead the lines very, very well for Chelsea with Gonzalo Higuain. So Chelsea have been keeping track on him as well. But as I did say, guys, I do think, will Callum Hudson be leaving Chelsea? Reportedly, it said that Bayern Munich have actually been interested in Callum Hudson, reportedly, because Bayern Munich, as I did say, they've got a few aging up players. Maybe they're looking to get some young players in their team, Bayern Munich, because obviously they've got Ribéry, Frank Ribéry, who's aging up. They've got Arjen Robben, who's aging up. Obviously, he's injury prone as well, so they could potentially see Callum Hudson as long-term replacement, for them as well, reportedly. But potentially, as I said, Bayern Munich have been interested in Callum Hudson. He's only 18 years of age. He hasn't been getting minutes under his belt that much this season for Chelsea. He's only 18. As I said, he's very, very young in his prime. But there's been no sign of him as yet signing a new contract with Chelsea. This Callum Hudson. Reportedly, Bayern Munich have put a bidding of around 30 million. Chelsea reportedly turned 2 previous bids down of 15 and 20 million pounds for the player, as I said. So I think he'll potentially, fall down the pecking order even more now at Chelsea because he's been in and out of the team, as I said. And now obviously they've confirmed the sign of Pulisic. He may fall down the pecking order even more. But Eden Hazard's been recently playing in a false number 9 position recently, so he hasn't been playing Giroud and Morata as Sarri. But Eden Hazard's future still uncertain at Chelsea, as we all currently know. He hasn't committed his future yet. He's scored over 100 goals for Chelsea, as we all know. He's potentially Chelsea's best player, without a shadow of a doubt. Is Eden Hazard, as we all know. He's been there since 2012. As we all know, he's grown and developed very, very well. And people say he's overrated, Eden Hazard. For me, he's still one of the best in the Premier League. He's like the third best in the Premier League. If you ask me, he's Eden Hazard. He's good in the air. His ball control's good. He's good at linking up with his teammates. He's fast on the ball. He's quick. And his finishing assets, he's absolutely amazing. He's Eden Hazard, and he does score goals, as we all know. So Chelsea potentially know how much of an essential player he is. We know that Real Madrid do keep being linked with him, as we all currently know. Real Madrid do keep being linked with him. But, there's been no sign of him as yet signing a new contract with Chelsea, as we all know. So whether he stays or whether he goes or not, I do not know, because obviously Christian Pulisic won't be, officially playing for Chelsea until the end of the season. Chelsea and Dortmund come to an agreement on a £58 million fee, and Pulisic, I think he'll do good for Chelsea, as I said, and Chelsea have got to think about where they're going to put him in the team, whether he can play as a winger, he can play as an attacking midfielder, as we all know, but Chelsea may put him on the wing, may put him more centrally, but I think he'll grow and develop very, very well under Sarri will Christian Pulisic. He's got years ahead of him, as we all know. I think he'll complement the Chelsea team very, very well. But he's obviously this season been in and out of the team, with Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. Contract till 2020. There was actually no sign of him at all signing a new long-term contract with Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. Well, he did have a contract till 2020, but there was no sign of him signing a new contract with Borussia Dortmund. And, Chelsea want an upgrade from Christian Pulisic. Sarri still feels as though he needs to strengthen up more key areas, but Pulisic will deliver the goods. He can provide. He can score goals, as he has proven Borussia Dortmund. We know Arsenal reportedly had a £35 million bid turned down for him. Liverpool were keen on the player as well, because Klopp was keen on reuniting with the player. Christian Pulisic is a good player, though. He's only 20 years of age, so he has got a lot of years ahead of him. It will be good for him to come and experience the Premier League. Christian Pulisic, as we all know, is progressing up the ranks very, very well, being senior squad with Dortmund since 2016. Played 81 games in the Bundesliga, 20 in the Champions League. I think made 115 appearances in all competitions. He's been at Borussia Dortmund 4 seasons, won the German Cup in 2017 as well. But Borussia Dortmund made it clear they weren't officially going to let him go in January anywhere. They were going to officially let him go at the end of the season. But yeah, Chelsea have agreed a £58 million fee with Borussia Dortmund. So that's obviously confirmed, as we all know. And potentially, yeah, that's what Borussia Dortmund rated him at, around 60 million pounds. But I think he'll develop himself well in Premier League. I may be wrong. He may come to the Premier League and he may prove to be a flop, will Christian Pulisic, as I said. But as I said, he's a good young age prospect, as I currently said. But obviously, he's getting loaned back to Borussia Dortmund until the end of the season. So yeah, that's mainly Chelsea's transfer news to update you with. I've obviously already given you the update on Cesc Fabregas. He's destined to make his 501 appearance today, and then I think he's going to be leaving. As I did say, he's broken several club records. He's been in English football for now 12, 13 years. But as I did say, he's only got 6 months left on his deal as Fabregas. Obviously, Sarri will want a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, as we all know as well, which I think is going to find potentially difficult. But he's made now 500 appearances in English football, as Cesc Fabregas. But I think he's keen. I think he's actually favoured to go to Monaco to reunite with Thierry Henry, because potentially Fabregas, used to play alongside Thierry Henry, as we all know. And there's been a few other teams interesting, but reportedly he's favoured to go to Monaco. Is Cesc Fabregas. So yeah, that's mainly Chelsea's transfer news to update you with as well. I've given you an update on Arsenal's transfer news. I've given my own team, Manchester United, that Solsjaker said it's unlikely that Manchester United will make any January signings, as he has confirmed about that. So yeah, we'll be and I've already updated you with Liverpool's transfer news. As I said, they're interested in Adrian Rabiot. They've held talks over that. It was Dominic Solanke that I'm going to tell you about, that they did sell to Bournemouth. I think it was for around £19 million as well. That had been confirmed. But as I said, Liverpool have been still keeping interest in Timo Werner. As we all know, they've been interested in that Adrian Rabiot, as we all know. And Klopp's invested in the last couple of seasons, spent like £400 million in 6 transfer windows, as we all know. He's got the managerial experience. He won, a couple of league titles, with Borussia Dortmund as well. He's yet to win out at Liverpool, as I said, but he's got a great squad. They did lose to Manchester City, but as I said, they're still potentially favourites, for the title. And Liverpool, it's going to be definitely between them. It's going to be definitely between Liverpool and Manchester City for the league this season, as we all know. But for my team, Manchester United, we're fighting for the top 4 this season. That's our target for us to get top 4 this season. As I said, I think Arsenal and the likes of Chelsea are battling it out as well to get in the top 4, because obviously, from an Arsenal perspective, they'd want to get into the top 4 to invest more money into the club to attract, players' interest, as we all know. And so too with Chelsea, they want to get into the top 4 as well. So it's Man United, my team, Arsenal and Chelsea are actually fighting for top 4, because I think Tottenham are going to get top 4 for definite. They're going to get in the top 4. City and Liverpool are definitely going to get in the top 4. So I think it's between us, Arsenal and Chelsea, to get into the top 4, as I currently said. So yeah, there's been a lot. It's been entertaining, this video, talking a lot. I always talk to you on this channel about football gossip and what's going on in the press, as we all currently know. But as I said, yeah, latest news with Ramsey. Reportedly, Juventus are destined to get him in this window. They want to get him in this window, reportedly, and they're even willing to offer Sami Khedira, a Juventus, in their pursuit to try and get Aaron Ramsey as well. But Sami Khedira is okay. Don't really know about him. Just read some of his stats up. I know he's an ex-VfB Stuttgart player, however you pronounce that. It's a bit annoying. Real Madrid as well. And now he's currently a Juventus player. So reportedly, Juventus are willing to offer him, offer Sami Khedira in their bid to get Aaron Ramsey. But reports have been coming out about it in the last couple of days, like the telling press are reporting that Juventus are keen on, he's going to be going to Juventus on a free in the summer. It did say he had agreed, he signed a pre-contract agreement, with Juventus. But obviously, he doesn't want to lose Aaron Ramsey in this January transfer window. He wants to keep him until the end of the season, as he has confirmed. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribing, as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll be back soon with the Man United Reading reaction at full times or anywhere. So anyway, take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.